Are you struggling as a pig farmer? Are you planning to venture into pig farming? This video is for you. In this video, I will share with you how to choose the best breeding stock in pig farming. And this will equip you to succeed in pig farming business. Hello beautiful people, my name is Priscilla. Welcome to my YouTube channel called PRISCILLA Business Solutions. Here we discuss everything about business management, money management, sales skills, entrepreneurship, agriculture, and overall personal development. And these are vital skills for you as a business owner and as an individual. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more insights on how to grow your business. Equally on the notification bell so to be notified once I upload a new video weekly. And give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to choose the best breeding stock in pig farming using 8 parameters. The first parameter is genetics. Yes, genetics is a vital tool to look at while choosing a breeding pig. Genetics is important as exotic pigs such as the largewhite, the landrace, and the durocs are better for breeding than the local pigs. Equally, the long pigs like the largewhite is better than short pigs for breeding. Exotic pigs are highly improved foreign pigs, improved for better production and in turn profitability, because the exotic pigs produces more litters and have low FCG, feed conversion rate, and have a larger body mass than the local pigs. So what you should mark here is that while choosing pigs for breeding, go for exotic pigs against local pigs. Go for longer pigs against shorter pigs. The second parameter is a healthy body structure. While purchasing pigs for breeding, you need to check out some of their body structure qualities. One is checking their legs. Select pigs with sound and strong legs. Select pigs with sound and strong leg and balance on the ground. You need to examine that to make sure that they have a good body structure. Also, in selecting female pigs, as concerned to their body structure, select pigs that have female pigs that have at least 7 pairs of nipples. 7 pairs of nipples, that's 14 nipples that are evenly distributed, that are evenly spaced. Why counting the seven pairs? 7 pairs that are evenly spaced and well formed. 7 pairs of nipples that are evenly spaced and well formed. Most times the number of nipples a pig has tells how prolific that pig will be. Like those that have more than 7 pairs are already showing that they have a longer body structure. Therefore, they can accommodate more eggs, more fertilized eggs. Thereby, they can accommodate more fertilized eggs. Also, help the number of nipples equally help during the lactation period. Like a pig with 7 pairs of nipples can comfortably breastfeed 14 piglets or 10 piglets, because most times not all the nipples will be functional during lactation. But a pig with less number of nipples will struggle to feed 15 or 16 or 20 piglets. So choose pigs that have good body structure. The third parameter is age. You can buy your breeding stock at any stage, at any age, but you must grow them to at least 9 months for the female pigs and at least 11 months for the male pigs. So if you are to choose a pig for breeding, go for at least 9 months old female pig and 11 months old male pig. At the age of 9 months, the female pig ovary is well developed to release more eggs for fertilization. For the male pigs, at 11 months or 12 months, they are able to produce better or more quality sperms for fertilization. The fourth parameter is parity. Parity means the number of times a female pig has given birth. Yes, in selecting a breeding pig, it's better to go for a pig that has not given birth at all, that is just starting. In choosing a female pig, it's ideal to go for a first time mother pig, but it's better to go for a second time mother pig or a second pregnancy, a pig that have already farrowed once. It's better to go for a pig that have already farrowed once. The reason is this, that it already have the experience of farrowing. It is already used to that experience. It have survived and learned how to adopt and nurse piglets. So it's a good quality to equally look out for. Yes, but once it exceeds the 5th and 6th farrowing, that pig is no longer good for breeding, as there will be a diminishing returns from the 5th to 6th farrowing. From the 5th to 6th pregnancy, there will be a diminishing return. So if you are to choose a female pig for farrowing, if you are to choose a female pig for breeding, go for first time mothers, or better go for second time mothers. First time mothers still have years of benefit to you. That's why it is better to go for first time mothers, but that's why it is good to go for first time mothers, but it is better to go for second time mothers, pigs that have already farrowed once. But once it exceeds the 5th and 6th farrowing, there will be a diminishing return. Those pigs are not good for breeding. The 5th parameter is to check the ancestral ovulation rate. Yes, in choosing a pig, make sure you get a background information of the parents or ancestral of that stock, of that particular pig, because there is no magic about it. That's exactly what you get. What the parents were able to do, that's what you get in that pig. Like, you need to get a background information of the ancestors of the pig you want to keep for breeding. Yes, there is no magic about it. Whatever the ancestors were able to do or did is what the pig will equally produce. If they are prolific, highly prolific, the pig you are going to keep is going to be prolific. It's going to be prolific if you keep other factors affecting a pig growth constant, such as feeding, medication, and handling. The 6th parameter is ancestral motherly instinct or threats and mortalities. Yes, some pigs are lazy and have no good mother instincts. They can eat and attack their piglets or even lie on them. So if you have a pig that already behave this way, just know that you can't keep the female piglets, the baby piglets of that particular pigs for breeding. They will equally have a resemblance of their mother. They will lack good mother instincts. They will equally have a character resemblance of their mother. They will equally have bad mother instincts. So they will not be ideal for. So they will not be ideal for breeding. So if you are buying pigs for breeding, go for ones that have a good ancestral mother trait and low mortality rates. The 7th parameter is ancestral management and medications. Yes, While getting pigs for breeding, always go for pigs that have good records of good management and medications. Breeding stocks are supposed to be vaccinated and given proper medication. They are supposed to be treated for both internal and external parasites, and these have a way of affecting the performance of the pigs, of the breeding pigs. The 8th parameter is always practice crossbreeding and never practice inbreeding. Yes, inbreeding have a negative effect. It might not have an effect if you do it once, like in the first generation. Inbreeding is crossing litters or piglets of the same mother or close relation. If you are starting as a pig farmer, sort for your female pigs from one farm and your male pigs from another farm. Or if you are already a pig farmer, you have female pigs, always produce your female pigs in your farm and sort for male pigs from other farms. Equally, crossbreeding entails crossing different breeds or types of pigs. Yes, you might decide to cross. It's better to cross a mother pig that is largewhite with a male pig that is duroc. There you harness the qualities of a largewhite, which is the longer body, and you harness the qualities of a male duroc, which is the rugged nature and massive body mass. So if you cross a largewhite with a duroc, you get a better and fast growing and rugged and strong piglets. If you got values from this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more insight on how to grow your business. Equally, on the notification bell, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you are watching me for the first time, you're welcome to join this family. Press on the subscribe button, on the notification bell, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you need more insight on how to succeed in pig farming business, yes, I have some videos down. You see one here and you see the other one. The first one is factors required to succeed in pig farming business, and the other is pig farming versus poultry, which is more profitable. I know you need this vital information, so click on these videos to get more information on how to succeed in pig farming business. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.